Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the hosts of the other show, the podcast. Your hosts for the other show, the podcast, Giulia Galastro and Ross Foley.
Thanks, Cody, for the kind introduction. Hi, Giulia.
It's Codin.
Don't care. Julia, how are you?
I'm all right, thanks, Ross. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. It's been a heck of a week for me.
How so?
Well, I don't want to go into it, but some of my private life has been an issue. Anyway, how's your week in comedy been, Julia? Tell me about your funnies over the last 7 days.
My week in comedy's been pretty good, Ross. Can I just address before we get started that you appear to be partially a bee?
Yes, the bee in the room. I should address. Bees very much the elephants of insects, just in terms of size and behavior and attitude. So last night we actually did the other show, The Show, which is a live comedy experience that we do at Monkey Barrel Comedy sometimes. Definitely not every day, but it's also not true that we don't do it some days.
I'd agree with that.
Great. Well, we did it last night. That was one of the days that we did it on, and I was playing the character of a bee because I've got wacky comedy mind. I can come up with almost any idea based on animals or even people. And unfortunately, so I had this idea that I put this is called face paint on my face, basically to give the appearance of being a bee. But unfortunately, I was in a bit of a rush and I didn't have time to, do my research on Amazon.com, which is where I got a lot of my props from. Good tip for comedians out there. If you get smile delivery, you can get it on Prime the next day. I ordered this face paint. It's called Mr. Magic's face paint. Didn't do any reading or reviews. Turned out it won't wash off. It's basically, effectively, it's like a face tattoo. I've tried everything. I've scraped it with a, I don't know if there's such a thing as a grizzly brush, but if there is, I used that. Something that, like onomatopoeically, the thing I would describe as a grizzly brush.
Grizzly bush.
Don't make fun of me. And I used it, and it won't come off. And I tried soap as well. So here we are. This is my new face.
Just permanently a bee now.
Yeah, but I think actually if I style it out with like my, this is like American football cap, for example, I sort of look like I'm going to a sports event. So it's okay, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Could be an issue with my job, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I think.
Cool. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yep.
How do you think it looks? Is it really embarrassing or is it kind of cool?
Well, I do get bullied on this podcast often, so I think I'm going to withhold my opinion for the time being and just say, congratulations on your achievements today.
Thanks, Codin. And as Jehovah himself said, you get what's coming to you. So just reflect on that.
Who?
Jehovah himself.
Oh, if I know anything about Jehovah, it's that it's spelt with a Y.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I learned that from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Crusade, or the fourth one of them.
I just watch comedy movies, but and even then, not that many comedy movies. Julia, how was your week in comedy? Moving swiftly on.
My week in comedy was great, thanks, Ross. I did the other show, as previously mentioned.
That's us.
Thank
you have to clap.
Thank you, Codin.
Okay.
It's fine.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's really loud in the microphones. People turn off the podcast. Don't do
People will tune
I'm
out. Yeah. And that was genuinely the highlight. I had a great time. It was a really fun show. Hey, if you're listening to the podcast, come to the next one. It's also going to be fun.
And the day?
The day, it will be a Saturday, the 28th of January.
And the time?
2023, 10 p.m.
And the location?
The Monkey Barrel, Edinburgh.
Great, fantastic.
Cool.
So yeah, please do come along. It's going to be a great show. It's definitely the best show I did this week. I actually had quite a busy comedy week. I say that I would have had quite a busy comedy week. I was booked for 3 gigs this week, which is my most ever.
So that will be doubling. No, because you've done 6. Before. So now
it would be from a 6 to the 9. So that would be.
And those are the 2 funniest numbers.
Thanks, Codin.
Yeah, so tripling basically 6 to 9. I tripled it, or I would have tripled it, but unfortunately, it's some mishap. So I was booked to do.
It's actually 1.5. Please don't get math wrong on the podcast.
Okay. I don't think I did. because 6 and 9 are both out 3s, so it must be tripled. Thank you. I'm a regular Rachel Riley. That's what people have said that about me before, quite a lot. Yeah, so I was booked to do 3. Obviously, the other show did that. I successfully went that as a B. I was going to do 2 other gigs. I was going, the Chuckles, that new comedy club that's in Dundee.
It's
not a club as such. It's a pub night. It's a pub club.
A pub club. Yeah.
Chuckles. I think it's Timmy Boyden who runs it. He's really funny and great night. It's a great night. I was going to do that, but I've been booked for weeks, and I arrived and they say, we're keeping a spot just in case Rob Brydon turns up.
Oh.
Just keeping a seat for him.
Yeah.
So I ended up not doing that one.
Oh.
So I was like, that's annoying. But that's comedy, actually, because a lot of the thing about comedy, it's mostly like scheduling, isn't it? And also sometimes people don't want you to perform, and then that's part of it as well.
Did Rob Brydon show up?
No.
Oh, shame.
No. I said I could do the voice, but they were like, nah, just go home.
Can we hear your Rob Brydon?
Well, I would, but after last week's episode, we talked about accents are offensive, and I think maybe...
That's true. Okay. Yeah, we did establish that last week.
So I think maybe just...
Yeah, it was not good.
And I'm not feeling good about Rob Brydon.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought, it's not the end of the world. The next night I was supposed to be doing Chuckles up in Aberdeen, which is another comedy club called Chuckles, but it's a pub. It's not really a comedy club. But and Dave runs that one.
Oh, Dave
Hoybeck, and he's really funny. I mean, he's a funny guy.
Dave, yeah.
And he's a really nice company as well. So if Dave's watching this, respect for him, one of the best comedy nights in Aberdeen, easily. And I was going to do that one, but I slipped on the train. I really had a big accent and it really hurt my knee, so I wasn't able to perform. So it was a bust.
Yeah.
2 in a row. Third time lucky, came to Monkey Bar, did the show. Audience didn't really seem to get my stuff, but it was funny.
Yeah, I guess that's what they say. As long as you think it's funny.
Beauty's in the eye of the beer holder. And definitely last night that was me.
Yeah.
I'd have one too many Amstels. Thanks, Codin.
Yeah, Kelvin.
Yeah, it's nice to have a drink at a comedy club because beer is the brake fluid that makes the comedy car go. I think I read that once.
Yeah. Sorry, I coughed. Stop.
Just try not to be sick in this room, please.
Yep. My apologies.
Yeah. So that was my week in comedy. I give it probably a B positive.
Sorry.
All right.
Oh, sorry. I
edit that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll write that down. 10 minutes.
Coben, we know that you're trying your best to be. That's exactly what I said. You're trying your best to make it in comedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How did your week go?
Well, once again, I failed to get a gig. It wasn't great. So what I did instead was I decided to go watch as much comedy as I could to just try and take it in, and hopefully I'd learn a thing or two. I'm as of last week, I'm now 113 pounds in the hole, but you know what? It's money saved is money spent or something like that. But I think okay. I think I actually learned a lot though. I got to see a couple comedy shows. One from a really big. I didn't realize that so many comedians had backing bands and did musical songs. Yeah. Not one of them did straight stand-up. The last one, I was front row at the gig, and I really hated his crowd work. He came down, he sucked my thumb, and then kissed an 18-year-old or something. It was...
Okay.
It was bad.
Wow.
Yeah. Who was that? Name names.
He was a stage name. It was the 1975 or something. It wasn't very funny. I don't know why. It was a comedy show.
What was the best joke that this comedian did for you?
Well, he came down and he said, "I'm going to suck on your thumb." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, it's part of the act, isn't it?" And I was like, "Okay, I don't get it." So I think he was abstract.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure I understood it. I said, "Can you do a one-liner?" And he said, "No."
What was his? Say what he said in his accent.
Oh, that's racist. That was a test and I passed it.
Okay, well, I guess something's getting through to this kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Julia, obviously you are... Excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
You are Coben's mentor, effectively.
I am, yeah.
How's he been this week?
In my position as a professor of comedy, Codin is one of my students. Currently, in fact, my only student.
Yep.
And
best in class.
Yeah. And I think he's coming along nicely. Yeah, I think he's made some real strides.
I wrote another joke. If you guys would like to hear it, if you'd like.
Like is a strong word, but we can.
Okay. So it's you inspired this one, Ross.
Wow.
Thank you. Sorry, Julia. You've yet to inspire a joke, but that's also arguably a compliment.
I already know what this joke's going to be. Is imagine if there's a man who's so tall and handsome that his teeth fell out or something like that. I don't know.
Well, do you have scurvy? This isn't a joke. I'm concerned for your health.
No.
Oh, good. So it's an impression. Here's my impression of Steven Spielberg sneezing. Action.
Because he's a director.
Yeah. Oh. See, I don't think I said it with enough chutzpah. I think that'll be my note for myself.
Yeah, add in more moxie.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
so how was it?
It was an improvement on your joke from last week.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that. It was better.
Thank you. I'll say that too. Yeah.
Okay, that's good, because last week it was the best joke I had, and I think this week is now the best joke I have. I have 3 jokes, but the other one is just hateful.
Oh.
So I won't say it out loud.
Julie, any tips on how we could improve that joke?
I'd say if you think about ways that people are funny in life and make other people laugh, and then focus on those things.
Okay, I had an idea, and I don't know if you guys are going to be okay with this. I was watching Goodfellas, one of the funniest movies, and in one scene in that, he goes into a comedy club, and that inspired me, because what I did was I walked really through the kitchen and up through the back way to the front row of a comedy club, and then told that joke
through the kitchen of a comedy club.
Yes. Have you seen Goodfellas?
Watching Goodfellas helped you figure out the most appropriate space to do comedy in?
Yes. Well, not that. Okay. Let's try that again. So
that was supposed to be a joke, or that was
no. That's the inspiration to help my joke get better.
The inspiration is to do it in a comedy club, like an Italian gangster would.
Yes. And also, it's a New York gangster. Please don't mix those up. That's racist. So let's try that joke again. Hey Ross, you inspired this joke.
Do I look funny to you? Funny how? Funny? That's Pesci.
It's pronounced Peshki, but
no, it's pronounced Pesci. It means fish man.
It is pronounced Pesci.
Oh, okay. Well,
there's one thing I know, it's Joe Pesci. Believe me, I listen to a lot of his CDs, and I've even seen some of his films.
Hardest rapper of all time.
He's a singer.
Yeah, he's both.
No, he's not. He's a singer. I honestly don't challenge me on Joe Pesci, because I was going to go on Celebrity Mastermind. At this point, I wouldn't do it just the normal Mastermind, because I wouldn't debase myself like that. But I'd go on the celebrity one once I make it big in comedy. My specialist subject would actually be the films and music of Joe Pesci, and not necessarily in that order.
Okay, that's
music
fine.
of Joe Pesci. I know Pesci.
All right. Okay.
Don't test me on this, Codin.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Can I try the joke again?
The one where you go up the stairs to the comedy club?
No.
It's more of a bad anecdote than a... Go ahead.
I'm going to be real with you. That actually didn't add anything to the joke, but I'm not apologizing for knowing things.
Do the Spielberg.
Okay. So here's Ross again. You'll like this because you like impressions and you inspired this joke. Here's an impression.
Nice to meet a fan. Sorry.
Yep.
Always nice to meet a fan.
Yes. Thank you. Here's an impression of Steven Spielberg sneezing. Action. There you go.
It wasn't any better.
Oh, shit.
Improve every day and you'll never die a day in your life. That's a quote I think you could say. Julia, would you sign off on that?
Yep.
Always be improving. And we should say, for people who are listening to this for the first time or maybe even watching it on video, the point of this podcast, the Other Show podcast, is Julie and I, very interested in comedy. We both had a lot of success in comedy. We're very lucky that way. And we want to pass on some tips and hints. And we've got great guests who come on and share their experience as well. So yeah, that's...
Totally. It's not so much a podcast as it is a masterclass, I think.
Yes.
We've gathered these pearls of wisdom and now we're stringing them into a beautiful necklace for your edification.
David Spade once said, you either look at things in a brutal, truthful way, or you can look around and have fun. And that's just something I think to bear in mind.
Yeah.
Just
Look around
and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can all learn something from that.
Yes.
In grade school, I was smart, but I didn't have any friends. In high school, I quit being smart and started having friends. That's another David Spade quote.
David Spade, yeah.
So it's something to think
Yeah.
about. Just
Yep.
a little bit of Spade. The Ace of Spades himself, David Spade.
David
Yep.
Spade.
Yeah. Makes excellent champagne as well. Yeah.
What?
Isn't Ace of Spades Jay's? Okay. I feel isolated right now. I'm so sorry. I'm going to turn the mic off for a bit.
Julia, why don't we try and get this thing back on track? And one of my favorite parts of last week was when you told us a little bit about the history of comedy. Because to be honest, I don't know much. I'm no comedian. I'm no academic. I know I'm a comedian. I'm no academic. I take that back. Nobody's allowed to say that I said that.
That's not a quote.
I am a comedian.
Yeah.
Don't quote me. But I'm no historian, and you are a historian
I am,
of
that's
the
right.
form. So
Yeah. I'm from Cambridge University. History of comedy. That leads us neatly into a little section I like to call the history of comedy. And we have a little theme song for this bit. Codin, did you?
Yep. Can we just? So I forgot to I don't have it live again. So if we can just just sit in silence and just pretend we're listening to a song. I think the tune sort of goes like, da 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 da. And it goes history of comedy.
when you work with monkeys, don't be surprised you get peanuts.
So this week on the history of comedy, we're going to be looking at the Commedia dell'arte, which means, of course, Ross.
It probably means comedy art. Comedy
Close.
of dell'arte. Comedy of the heart.
Comedy of the guild. Arte, of course, Italian for guild. They're professional comedians acting stock roles such as, of course, Pantalone, Pulcinella, Il Capitano. You know, some of our favourites. And some people would trace the history of this back to the Roman Republic, the Plautine types, of course, the Fabula, Palliata. Some would go to the Empire, the Roman Empire, and the Atellan farces, crude types wearing masks.
Yeah.
The Commedia dell'arte, of course, the earliest recorded performances were in 1551 in Rome. Yeah, Ross, have you got any thoughts about that?
About it was in Rome. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yep.
I know.
And when in Rome.
Anchorman. Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's a funny film.
I think that took a lot of inspiration from those words you just said.
Commedia dell'arte.
Yep.
Yeah, I do like Commedia dell'arte. I like when they have Pantalone. I think Pantalone's probably the main one I like. Here we go. Here's a fun way to kind of, for the layman like me, I don't really read books as such, but I've seen books. So help me understand, for example, the Pantalone, would he be considered to be a kind of a Cartman type or more of a coyote? How would you map Commedia dell'arte to comedy that people actually give a shit about these days? Pardon my French.
I'd say Pantalone would be, maybe more of a Cartman, I think. Yeah.
Well, actually, because that's cartoons, and the Romans didn't have cartoons.
No, they did not.
Good. So, how about grown-ups? So who's the Adam Sandler in Rome? And who's David Spade? And who's the Kevin James? And if you want to go kind of, ulterior cast, who's the Nick Swardson even, and maybe even who's Craig Robinson?
I think it's quite hard to sort of draw equivalents. It's quite a different context.
Why?
Yeah.
Quite a long time ago.
Okay.
Different culture.
But funny is funny.
Funny is funny. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So they wouldn't have had an Adam Sandler in those days when Julius Caesar was waking up in the morning and saying, God, I just feel terrible today. I'm in such a low mood. I want to watch The Waterboy. Then I had to say no.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That just
You would have had
sucks.
to have someone bring in an amphora of water, something instead.
And what would have been a joke in Roman times? Do you know any classic Roman jokes or commodore d'arte jokes? Would be just someone smashes a pot over someone's head.
Oh, I know one. It's the I can't remember the setup to it, but it's when the guy goes, "But doctor, I'm Pagalagi the clown."
Yeah. I don't think that was Roman.
I can't vouch for that, but it sounds right.
I do actually know an ancient Greek joke, like for real.
Oh, I'd
Do you
love
wanna
to.
hear
I
it?
would love to hear
Okay.
it.
So there's the setup is there's a little kind of crowd of people watching a funeral procession,
Okay.
and one of them turns to the other one and is like, "Oh, who died?" And that person says, "Oh, it's the one in the coffin."
Okay. Well, I suppose the good thing to take away from that is that comedy just get better every year.
Yeah.
Since the year dot, basically, it started on kind of a low ebb. Middle Ages, they weren't up to much. Like Mel Brooks, Adam Sandler, very funny. There we are. We're at now. Adam Sandler's very funny.
Yeah.
Is that a good summary of comedy history? Or
No. No.
okay. Well,
I guess, yeah. What we're leading up to here, really, I'd say, is one of the hot button issues that we last episode we covered the controversial topic of accents in comedy.
Yeah. Got dark.
Covered that pretty comprehensively, I think. And this week, I thought we'd talk about, there's this worry that people have nowadays of, you can't say anything anymore. And
true.
And I would put a little twist on that and say, should you say anything anymore? Or in the words of Ronan Keating, do you say it best when you say nothing at all?
Well, no, I think you have to say stuff to say things, to say it best. The worst things I've ever said, I've never said. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take or whatever.
Wayne Gretzky, yeah,
Yep.
I read that
Yep.
on a T-Towel.
It's Gretzky.
It doesn't. You could say it however you want. Is the thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially if you weren't saying it.
Well, that's it. Aha! So it's all starting to come together. So, comedy's funnier if you don't say anything. That's an interesting idea. Now would maybe be a good time to bring in our guest who knows a little thing about saying nothing or saying something. And I've got to say, so this guy, I don't want to put him on the spot here or embarrass him, but he's been a big.
This is me now.
Yeah, he's been a big. Let me just introduce you.
Oh, yeah,
and you'll remember this. A big influence on me. 'Cause I've been in the comedy scene about a year now, going on a year.
Is it?
It is just about a year, and I remember the first time I ever did my first ever comedy gig was at that comedy gig that Simon Sparrow used to run above the Ox and Finch.
Your first gig
Edinburgh.
was the Sparrow gig?
Yeah, because so here's the thing: I'm sitting there at the bar, I'm nervous, I'm bricking it, which is like a fun way to say that you're nervous.
Yeah.
And I'm drinking, I'm having a drink, and then this tall stranger sidles up next to me at the bar,
Who's
and
this?
he's got a triple gin and coke. And he says, pick a card. And I go, what? He says, pick a card. And he's got this sheath of cards. I think it's a normal deck of cards.
Yeah.
I pull a card out, and it's bloody Joker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, very good.
I had to buy, what was that? I had to buy at least 25 of them.
Well, I was going to say, you say, pick another card. And it's another Joker.
Yeah.
And I say, I think I get it, but you insist that I take another 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, they're Jokers.
Yeah.
And you go, first time? Because this is you, that's the big reveal.
Yeah.
You go, first time? I said, how did you know? And you went, comics instinct. And then
Good impression.
he said, stay under my wing, lad, and you'll go far.
Yeah.
And so here he is, James Macintosh.
James Macintosh, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for having me.
basically a perfect guess, because another thing you said to me that night, she said, I'm much, much better at comedy than most people you'll ever meet, and I also know way more about it than anyone in the Scottish comedy scene.
Well,
You
it's
said
polite
that.
of me to say that, right? Because you can waste a lot of time going like, oh, does he know what he's on about? Does she know what he's on about? Does he know? You know what I mean? Ugh. I can just go, save your time, kids.
Yes.
I've got a pack of Jokers.
you are dealing with a master.
You deal with a master. It helps you do it.
So can you tell us a little bit about your comedy, James, and why Julia would have connected you to silent comedy, Say No Thing About Words?
Yeah, well, yes, I suppose, how did it go? So I'd done comedy, talking comedy, the sort of traditional for about, 18 years?
Yeah.
So 18 years, and just sort of finished it, do you know what I mean? Just I'd done my podcast. So I went, right, what's the next stage? Silent comedy, physical comedy, same thing. So yeah, just cracked on with that. Like just went like, right, I'm just going to do physical. I'm just going to do moving around. What's funny about my hand? Is that funny?
The way you do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
So you just made that decision. You just
Well,
thought,
it's just
I've finished speaking.
yeah,
No one funnier at speaking than you.
yeah.
Challenge yourself.
Challenge myself. Move
Interesting.
around. Can I get laughs with just doing nothing? Usually not, but like it just
Yeah.
power through it. And people just assume like, okay, he's doing nothing. This must be the joke.
Yeah.
It works. I'm just sick of like the bloody, as we're talking about it before, the cancel culture and the
Yeah.
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 That was a big thing for you. Because you used to do a lot of stuff about,
Well, apparently, it was,
don't know if I can say anything these days.
yeah. And then I'm like, fine, I just won't say anything these days.
That's such a good response to it. To
Yeah.
just,
How'd you like that?
in
How'd
a
you like
way,
these apples?
Yeah. And
They
they do
don't.
like them though, because I've seen audience go gaga for it when you do your Mr. Bean shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry, that's like a layman's. Again, I'm a bit of a. I'm not a master of physical comedy like you.
No, you've got it. Yeah.
And it's basically,
Bean's
if you haven't seen it, it's basically Mr. Bean, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
it's he's the alpha and omega of physical comedy. It's the whole thing. It's
Yeah.
Bean.
It's been. It's fallen over. Yeah.
Chicken on
So
his
that's-
head. Yep.
Chicken on his head. That's Friends. But
Oh, shoot.
Joey Tribbiani funny though, but he does talk, so it's.
Joe Tribbiani do funny, but he do talking as well, which is not fun.
I don't like
Yeah.
the episodes where Joey talks. Has always been my thing about Friends, and I'm a huge Friends
But what about the episodes
head.
of Joey where he doesn't talk?
I actually haven't seen Joey. I haven't been able to find it on any streaming service.
I've got the DVDs.
I've
I'll give you
been
the
looking.
DVDs.
I would love to borrow the
give you
DVDs.
the
Thank you so much.
I have the VHS, if that's your thing.
No
I
one
don't have a
has
VHS player these days, and I threw it out.
He's just watching it on my phone.
Okay.
Watching my phone.
Did you
on my telephone?
did you bring a bunch of VHSs over from Canada?
Yep. It's almost exclusively what I brought over from Canada.
Oh, they'll be the wrong region then. You won't even be able to watch them over here. You might as well melt them down and sell it as tar.
Are you going to see Tar later?
I'm going to see the movie Tar. It's not usually my type of thing, but I won a ticket in a radio raffle, so in for a penny, in for a pound. So I'm going to go see this film Tar. It's
I'd love the
about
first
a
one.
musician.
Radio still exists?
Oh yeah, radio's gone from strength to strength. I would look at podcasting as kind of baby radio. And if this goes really well, I'd love to get on the AM or even the FM.
Ooh, okay.
Or the PM?
Okay.
Late night.
Um,
It's melted his mind.
sorry, I was a million miles away. James,
Hello.
James
David
Macintosh.
Spade. David Spade once said, you want to pull in a wide audience. Do you agree?
Wait, in which way? Why didn't?
I think he means the greatest diversity possible of an audience.
No,
'Cause-
not at all.
You do want to appeal to a very specific niche.
Yeah,
So what's your niche?
anyone that will come to see it.
Ah,
Yeah. So just conveniently you do it and you go, right, if they're there, they are the
Codin.
Colvin, don't play
Colvin's on
video
his-
games on this.
Sorry.
what you
It's Flappy Bird.
Don't
You
play
should get
Flappy
on,
Bird. Don't play any video games.
Sorry.
Have you played-
Sorry. I died.
have you played Raid Shadow Legends?
Is this an ad? Are we doing...
Oh no,
No one told me we had an ad break in this.
Just telling everyone that it's a good game, and
That's
if
true. It is good, yeah.
you follow me on Twitter, you can get 10% off.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Greaves.
that's another thing we should say about you, James, is that you're doing a lot of games on Twitch.
Yes.
So you're doing funny comedy, but you're also playing
Colvin.
video games.
Colvin.
Yeah.
Colvin, turn that
Sorry.
off.
Sorry.
It's just
If you want to continue as my student, you will please
Okay.
pay attention.
Sorry. I'll get rid of the phone.
And we don't have any relationship I can threaten you with, but just I don't like it.
Okay, sorry.
It makes me feel sick when people misbehave.
Yeah.
That's why I wouldn't make a good teacher.
Yeah.
You'd just be vomiting all day long.
I'd be sick as a dog in those classrooms. We'd be trying to talk about physics and
But
oh
Yeah.
God, I'd be sick.
No, I'd like to say that if this podcast doesn't work out, I take full responsibility.
good.
Thank you.
Okay, well that is good. That shows a sense of maturity that I wasn't expecting. So yeah, good for you.
Thank you.
You shouldn't play video games over the age of 10, though that is a rule that I read on a blog, so just try and follow that. Well, you disagree.
Well, I disagree. Actually, I didn't play them for ages, and then I came back and went, this is a perfect space for comedy. So I can play my Overwatch for most of the day.
Yeah.
And then just, I'm riffing about it. I'm doing sort of funny jokes about, like, oh, Mercy, like, give me bloody Mercy. Like, oh.
That's the name of a character in the game.
It's the name of a character in the game. She is the best one in it. And it's my favourite anyway.
What happens in this game?
Well, if you're me, you win at the game.
Okay.
You just play it and you shoot everyone and you kill them. But if you're everyone else if he comes and plays it, for example, you have to be my healer. So you heal me up. You see.
Sorry, I'm just really thirsty, but keep on talking. I just have it so I can know. But yeah.
You want to know about my Twitch?
Yes, please.
That's, yeah. So what's he doing? He's
just drinking.
Okay.
It's really big.
That's what she said. Sorry. Julia told me never say that jokes like that.
What have you taught him then?
So far, it seems not much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying. You can't.
Why do you want to do the comedy stuff? Because it seems difficult for you.
It doesn't seem to come naturally, does it?
No.
Nope. But
have you ever seen Robert Redford's The Natural?
No.
Okay.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
In a way, that's what kind of appealed to me about taking him on as a student was could I shape this raw lump of clay into a really funny pot?
Yeah.
Interesting. Much like an ancient Greek.
Exactly.
Made to.
Exactly.
I one time went to a museum of art and there was loads of Greek pots. I thought it was way too many to be interesting.
Would you have preferred if there was just one pot?
No, but maybe 6. There's honestly hundreds, and you just think, well, it sort of loses its appeal after a while.
Pick the best ones.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of like, well, yeah.
You get pot fatigue.
Big time.
Yeah, I do. That's a little one for the Cheech and Chongers and ours, but yeah. I'll be known to dine with Chiba Hawk, but only if I've got the next year off of work.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, if I know that I'm not going to be working for that next year, then sometimes I will. Sorry, Mom. Do spliff, and then I do get funnier.
Does your mum listen to the pop
Cubs?
She gets the transcripts.
Yeah.
She gets the transcripts of the podcast. In the family newsletter, I transcribed this whole thing and put it in the Foley Times.
Yeah.
The folio.
It's called the Foley Times. I mean, you can come up with a better name, but that is the real name. That's the one that I said.
The portfolio.
Pork.
They're all good.
How are you emphasizing pork?
It's because no, not pork. Port.
Your K's and T's are unmistakable. They sound exactly the same. Codin.
Oh, come!
Don't you dare do crickets on me.
No, that was for me.
We should have full-time crickets on you. You are Mr. Crickets. Sorry, I didn't mean to blow up like that.
Ah, man. Nope. I think you did, but also, I get it.
David Spade once said, "I'm like a Dilbert cartoon." Colbin, what does that mean to you? Pop quiz.
Nothing.
That means nothing. This means nothing.
Absolutely nothing. I have no idea what any of those words meant.
You don't know what
Don't
Dilbert is?
any of those words meant.
David, do you know what that means?
That's a guy.
Do you know what a spade is?
Like a shovel.
Yeah, all right. Well, fine.
Guy shovel.
Yeah, David Shuffle.
Anyway,
then
let's get back to James, I think.
Yeah, sorry.
Please.
Let's welcome James to the podcast.
No, he's already on. Don't
already
worry
happy
anymore.
No. He's
Been
been
for ages. I was here in the first half an hour.
Yeah.
I just had to sit and just play Raid Shadow Legends for ages.
But you had the good graces to mute it.
Yeah.
Unlike certain someone over here.
Jeremy Corbyn chipping in every 2
Jeremy
seconds.
Corbyn.
Yeah,
Trying
it's
like
Jeremy Corbyn.
Jeremy Corbyn. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
I
never feel like I need to remember a name.
Birds.
Yeah.
It's 8 in case you were curious. I'm fucking smashing it.
Well, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get back. Physical
It's
comedy.
impossible
Physical
to
comedy.
remember a name if you just know you're going to not see that person ever again.
Yeah.
Like, you know when I saw you first in that bar and I went, here's a Joker card, and I went, this kid's going to be around forever. He's going to be a staple of comedy. But you kind of feel like, you know what I mean? Whatever his name is. You go, well,
It's
I'm gonna
Coben.
remember
What's the
this?
point of remembering his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Coben.
It's like if
It
you catch a
slipped right
fish that you're
out.
not going to eat, you're just going to go, oh, we're going to name it, we're going to kiss it back
Yeah.
in the sea.
You pull me out the comedy light, you go,
Yeah.
oh, that's a big rainbow trout.
Oh, my mum
This
wants to get me a
one.
picture.
Chuck this guppy back in the swamp.
Exactly.
Put this guppy in a puddle. That's what I think.
But for you, I was just there with a big berry on.
You took a photo with me.
Pose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
And I've
thank
just
you
seen
so
you go from
much.
straight to 10th. No.
Well, it's kind of you to say, and it's kind of you to be here, so
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you, and I appreciate physical comedy, so let's talk about
Yeah,
it.
and I appreciate you as well. What would you want to know about physical comedy?
How'd you do it?
Oh, good question. Good question. So you move around, right? Usually, because most people go in there, especially I've seen them, but you go in and
Make the mistake of standing still.
makes you standing still. It's like they stand with a mic. They do like, they talk about
I hate my wife.
hate my wife. What's your favorite sauce when you go and get Chinese? And then
So these are your old jokes from when
there's
you
a
used
lot
to
of
talk.
jokes. And it used to
Yeah.
work. It would kill. It would
Chinese
kill.
sauce joke.
Yeah,
I've seen audiences doubled over.
yeah.
At
I've had
that
to do it
joke.
like 3 times in a row. At one point, they got do it again, and I'm like, right, fine.
Like playing it on repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
right again. I'm like, fine, I'm doing
Play
it.
the hits.
Spawned a lot of imitators as well.
Oh.
There's a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
people coming up now. The
I don't know, get started on that,
hoisin and
Very
Yeah.
Macintoshian stuff. A lot of stuff about sauces, basically. And you're going, and when you go to McDonald's, they don't give you enough tomato sauce.
Yeah.
My last 2 nuggets I'm having dry. And people love it. But you don't do it anymore, but they
Don't
loved
anymore.
it.
Yeah. Well, because I was testing. I was going like, how little can I say about the sauce? I sometimes just kind of go sauce, and that's it. 20 minutes gone.
Yeah.
They're just laughing. I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh. So I was like, I just need to say nothing
Yeah.
because it's just. Do you know what I mean? It's
Well, I
too
read
easy. For
Steve
some people,
Martin quit
it's hard.
comedy because it was
Exactly.
going too well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the second he walked out, ovation already. Kind of similar thing with you, but you did have to say one word, which is sauce,
It's the sauce.
and then they'd know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sauce is my Steve Martin leg suit, bunny
Yeah.
ears kind of thing. It's like, yeah. So I was like, I've got to pare it down. What's the least I can do?
Yeah.
Physical comedy, because it's the worst version of it, right?
Well, I think
what else could it be? They could be
improv is maybe slightly lower in the
for
food chain. We
improv
talked
is
about this last week.
comedy at all. Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Yeah.
But Mara, our guest last week, insisted that it is comedy. I googled it. Technically, it is, but
In a
It's
way.
barely different than real life.
Just what? Yeah, you come up with. Yeah, you come up with something. You say, I'll do it now.
Marcus, yeah.
Oh,
It's not planned.
come into. Hello. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
well, like for example, like my usual day to day, I'm just cracking people up all the time. Like I went to Sainsbury's supermarket the other day, and there was a 2-for-1 deal on pears.
Right.
So I went up to the counter. I had no intention of buying them, but I thought this is too good an opportunity to give away.
Yeah.
I went up to the counter. There's this old lady behind the counter, or not that old, but old. And I hold the pears up and I go, "These are 2-for-1." And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "We'll get up for the pear because it's pears,
pear,
2-for-1."
yeah.
And she's,
She's cracking up.
you could tell in her eyes that she found it really funny.
Yeah.
I put them back, didn't
Yeah.
buy anything, left the shop. But
Yeah.
see, that's improv.
That is improv, exactly. Well, you thought of it
On
before.
stage doing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've done it a few times before, but usually at Tesco's.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
a harder audience. Yeah.
Tough crowd at
Yeah.
Tesco's.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
So I just found that one. Yeah, so I went, okay, I'm not going to go as low as improv because, do you know what I mean?
Why debase
I've
yourself?
still got a family to
Yeah.
look at in the eyes when I go. But,
Yeah.
Jeremy, could you not interrupt me when I'm
It's
talking?
Cobin.
What's your full name?
Cobin Milage.
Do you have a middle name?
Can you
Yeah,
see that? Being,
no.
please welcome to the stage, Cobin. Ugh. No.
Yeah.
Too many likes.
Half the audience stand up, immediately walk out,
Ugh.
file out.
It's
bloody
rough.
Glastonbury.
Yeah.
What's a millage?
Well, it comes from the ancient. We're pretty sure my family.
You know what's talking about? It comes from a. Shut up.
Well, we were probably
my name
Dutch,
comes from the-
and they were like, "Oh, what's
Everyone's
your
Dutch.
name?" And it was just my great uncle Hector or whatever, and he was just like, I'm Hector from the Milage, and they just spelt it wrong, and now.
Well, that makes sense. So your whole family is basically.
I think that's kind of the story
there's
that my
a-
mum would enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, etymology of like, they must have got it wrong in the.
I had an uncle
Yeah.
who couldn't spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, are the Dutch even people? So
Honestly. You could
yes.
maybe do improv though. You could maybe do improv.
maybe,
Yeah.
Maybe.
you know what? I'll start at the bottom and work my way up.
We could try a little improv scene with Codin.
Cobin, yes.
So we could just. Sorry to take time away from James, but let's all be. We're all 3 of us are shopkeepers, and he's a customer.
Yeah.
And then we'll do an improv scene.
We
and-
collectively own this shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we
we'll
don't know
find
what it
out-
sells yet,
Well,
but we
that's
do know
the
what it
joy of
sells.
Improv.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
We know.
Okay, come in.
Okay. Tring.
Ding, ding, ding. I just
Are you
walk
already
in.
in?
No, he did the tring. Ding,
you're right.
ding, ding.
Okay, so I walk into the store.
Don't narrate it.
Okay,
It's not an
sorry.
audiobook.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Get
Hey.
off your phone.
He's still playing Busy Birds or whatever it's called.
No, I'm trying to also keep a podcast running.
Don't do Busy Birds when we're doing the podcast.
Right.
Is this part of the scene?
Come in.
No.
Oh, hi.
Right. What would you like today?
Can I get some fruit? I would love a fruit.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Fine. Yeah.
Which fruit?
Yeah. Which fruit do you
Usually
want?
Be specific.
Do you have any deals on fruit?
No. Who does a deal on fruit?
Tesco's has.
It's not
from
Tesco.
what
It's
I
a
hear.
fruit shop. So, right. Yeah.
This is a greengrocers.
It's greengrocer.
This is Patterson Family Greengrocers.
This is high-end veg.
I've never been in that store before, so I don't. Can we make this scene?
Fine.
something?
Okay,
Different
fine.
shop.
It's something that you'd. Welcome to Game, the video store. You again.
Oh yeah. Hello. What do you have, sir? Have you reserved Halo Reach?
Of course he bloody
no,
has.
I
Look at
haven't.
him.
Everybody has.
What VHSs do you have?
Oh Jesus!
Oh,
I didn't think I'd know
this
anyone that
guy-
couldn't do
Guy's
improv.
back.
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. It's
Okay.
truly a miracle.
Well, that's why I'm taking classes. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
It'll get better. Is this still part of the scene?
Sometimes it gets worse before it gets better.
Sometimes it just gets worse.
Maybe-
Keeps
yeah.
on getting
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah, as long as he's paying his tuition fees, I'm sure you don't give a flying F.
Whoa.
Yeah. My tuition fees. Well, how do you think she can afford so many soft drinks?
Good point. That's a good point. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so we tried improv for Codin, and
Codin.
it didn't work.
Yeah.
So
Not today.
So,
Maybe
luck.
tomorrow.
so anyway, if you
Let's
would
get
have
back
brought
to
me again,
James.
I will jump over this desk and I might attack you with my physical comedy fist.
Would that be funny though?
For me,
Okay.
I will run through you
It would
like a
be-
Chinese sauce. Right. No.
It will be both funny and dangerous. I think that's something that we should perhaps relay to the audience at home. That James is really the bad boy of
Oh yeah.
the Scottish silent comedy scene.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Oh, I totally agree. Like of all the people who do sort of Charlie Chaplin, Mr. Bean stuff,
It's brain stuff, yeah.
you are the toughest.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you've
The
got this
toughest
kind
of
of
the two.
reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we should say that it's you and one other guy
There's one-
basically
one
does
other-
this stuff.
Yeah.
You are in a double act as well, so you've kind of pulled your resources in that respect.
Yeah. And me and him have had an arm wrestle competition, and it was a draw, but he was injured after, so I was like, well, we've won.
Yeah.
I'm the toughest of the group, and I say that every time I meet him. And yeah.
And you wear a leather jacket that's got a picture of a guitar stitched into it, for
Yeah,
Christ's sake.
it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
nice, actually. It's a nice piece. It's got Gibson on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gibson guitar. No whammy bar on it, but it's just a patch, so
Just a
they wouldn't
patch.
have that level of detail on
No.
a patch.
But it's enough patch for people to go, do you play guitar? And then I can quick bus, get the guitar back into town. Of course I do. And just play a couple songs.
Couple of songs.
Yeah.
Because you also do musical comedy,
Oh,
but
do
we're not going to talk
musical
about that
comedy.
today.
Well, again, because that was my, I was like, right, stand-up's too easy.
Yep.
Gonna do musical comedy, again, too easy.
Yeah.
Well, how do I make this more difficult for myself?
Yeah.
And I don't know, generally, the physical stuff, again, pretty easy.
It comes natural.
It comes naturally.
It does come natural.
Some people, it's
Yeah.
like, do you know what I mean?
Cool boy.
Cool boys.
Cobin.
Yeah.
Coastal.
Whatever.
There's you, Eddie Murphy,
Yeah.
Liza Minnelli.
Yeah.
Probably that's the three.
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather. You wake up,
Yeah.
first day of your life, you're a baby, everybody laughs.
Yeah.
You've always had it.
Yeah.
And I said the first time I saw you, even before you did the Joker thing, I could tell this a funny person
Yeah.
because you just have an aura about you, if I may say so myself.
Yeah.
I'd agree
No.
with that.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah.
And how was that like?
Just being like always funny.
Yeah.
It's not even so much the funny. It's just anything that I have not even tried to do. Just anything that I seem to be doing. It's just first time I played golf, hole in one.
Whoa.
Probably.
Oh, you haven't done it,
Well,
but you would
imagine.
predict.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like
First
golf.
time,
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Like Cobin.
Whatever. Does he have to be here?
It is part of my tuition fees, so I would like to still be here. Sorry.
You
I
could
do
just-
know about golf though.
You could just
I'm a scratch golfer.
Pipe down.
Sorry.
You could-
Yeah. Scratch your bloody arse with bloody club, don't you? Scratch golfer. Now that's a joke.
No, that's a joke.
And
It's
here's-
easy.
Let me get this. Let me ask you this question.
Scratch
James.
your hole in one.
Yes. There you go. There you go.
Right there.
See?
I missed
Paid
it.
See?
Ah.
Now see, this is magic. This is why we wanted to start a podcast.
Yeah.
You get funny people in a room and you did
You just get
jokes.
to talk
You
about
talk
comedy,
about-
and it's just fun.
Yeah. I'm sure people are taking notes. You can hear pencils scratching from the audiences.
Yeah.
I
I've
don't
had this
hear your
idea for
pencil
years.
scratching, Codin. You should really be.
Codin.
You should really be taking notes here because this has got you do golf stuff. People laugh. Robin Williams, golf.
Yeah.
Bob Hope, golf.
Yep. Well, luckily I have a podcast
You know
recording
what
that I
Bob
can
Hope
listen
is,
to.
do you?
What? No.
Honestly.
What's he hoping for?
I'm going to attack you. I'm going to tear you down.
James,
Sorry.
ignore him.
I can't.
Just ignore him.
Sorry, yeah.
He's Pinocchio at lunch. Nobody talked to Pinocchio
Good
Please,
point.
please don't
because
make
what
fun
we've
of
got
my
around
nose.
here is we've got Chris Rock,
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais,
Yeah.
and Jerry Seinfeld.
Hello.
So why would anyone listen to Pinocchio
Yeah.
when these three are sitting around the room?
I said please don't make fun of my nose like that.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you say you're a good comic, your nose will bloody grow,
Okay, then I
and
won't.
that's a Pinocchio reference.
Got you there.
It's actually the second best-selling book of all time, Pinocchio. Second or third.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
What's the first?
Didn't look that up.
Why
Just
bother?
read that in isolation. Pinocchio number 3, number 2, somewhere in there. But let's not talk about Pinocchio anymore. James,
Hey.
here's my question.
Yeah.
Do you ever sometimes miss speaking funny?
Yeah. Well, I always like my accents that I've done.
We talked about that last week with our guest Mara.
Oh, really?
And
I would have to.
what are your favorite? Because here's the thing, and I'm sure Julia, you'd agree with this. As funny as your physical comedy is, you are depriving audiences of your other talents,
Yeah.
which is funny accents, impressions.
Sauce.
Cross eyes.
So can we please, one last time, commit to video
All right, okay.
some of your classic accents and impressions?
You want to see Alan, the Scottish bus driver, don't you?
Yeah, I want to see the
right,
bus
fine,
driver,
fine.
and then I want to see your Alan Sugar impression, which used
Right.
to crack me up.
Okay. So which is this the camera here?
No, it's here.
Huh? Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Right,
there we
okay.
go. Yeah.
So right.
Just look right into it.
Okay. Welcome to the bus service.
Oh.
On the way, and to be honest, usually I didn't even get that far, and it's just they're going off. But I was going like the whole thing I'd written out in my hand was, welcome to the bus service of your dreams.
Whoa,
It's usually,
that's
that was it.
so fun.
That was
Yeah.
really good.
And it's crazy that people don't get to see that anymore because
I just want to move around, just doing stuff like that. Jim Carrey shit, you know?
Yeah. For
Yeah.
anyone just listening, James just moved his arm in a very funny way.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, we should say there's a whole physicality to it. So if you're just listening to this audio only, God bless you.
But you're missing out.
You're really missing out on this stuff because it's consummate. It's
Yeah.
the eye stuff. It's the way the neck moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your teeth
Funny
are chattering the
shoulders.
whole time.
Yeah.
It's just
The
incredible.
legs are wobbling.
Yeah.
It's constant.
It's I mean, even the people watching on camera, I feel sorry for because they're not seeing the whole thing. They're only seeing the from your shoulders up or whatever, and we
Yeah.
can see the whole thing. The legs are a big part of it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of stamping and clapping and
For the
And
people on
obviously we'll edit that
camera,
out.
yeah. For the
Yeah.
people who are watching this, he just looks like a duck. You know, it looks calm, waist up, legs moving like crazy.
Oh, I see what you mean.
no, I
Absolutely.
bet, I bet
For a second, I was confused.
Yes.
yes.
Nope,
Yeah.
not a joke. That just makes sense.
So
Now
if
you'd
didn't
think
do
a
it as
duck would have
you'd
some
say
Bob Hope.
the other way round. So you should be telling them this. So you go,
Oh.
he's like cam on the top, business underneath, dot,
Like-
dot, dot.
Like a mullet.
Yeah, that's the kind of humor I've
Wow.
heard sort of children make in the back of buses.
Yeah.
Scottish buses. With,
Uh,
can you
see,
do
this
it
is-
again?
James,
Yeah.
I'd love to see your world famous Alan Sugar impression.
Ah, right. Okay. Right.
This used to kill.
Okay. Honestly, I still have to bring out something. You know, on hard gigs when there's like a couple people in the audience, maybe they're a little bit drunk, and I kind of go, right, fine, I'll win them back on, and I'll just do it. I'm just gonna go, you're out of the job, and they just love it. They just love it. They go, right, I go out. I pick someone in the audience. I go
Yeah.
like someone like a bit, you know, oh, they're a bit rowdy. They're a bit rowdy. Oh, I can hear him. Have you done a little sound effect there, Cobbins?
A Cobin.
Cobbin.
And yes.
Okay, don't do that.
Oh, sorry.
I hear it in my head all the time anyway. Yeah, so I pick someone in the audience, right? Like, they're a bit cheeky,
Yeah.
right? Maybe they're in like a stag do, hen do, something like that. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Most people's nightmare. I'm like, yes, please.
Your bread and butter.
My bread and butter. I pick them out and I go, right, hey, are you? Right? And they go, oh, what, mate? Right, they're nervous. Eh? I pick them out and go, hey, I don't want you to work. And they're loving it.
Oh,
It's pretty good.
don't do the sound effects.
Oh,
Corbin.
don't.
Sorry.
Don't.
He asked. He's our guest.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's
that's
me.
my Alan Sugar. It's similar to my Duncan Babble Times.
Oh, from the Dragon's Den. It's a lot of business stuff you do. It's a lot of business comedy.
Well, I do a lot of corporate gigs. And I just love the business stuff.
Making a book of Dolores. A little bit of extra money. Because comedy is a business. It's a show business. I keep telling people this. None of them are listening to me. It's a business.
It's a business.
I love your business stuff, Dragon's Den. Because we used to go, and this is, you know, we've never done this on stage, but you used to let me come over at your flat and we practice the idea of doing a double act where I'd be Deborah Meaden and you were going to be Duncan Bannatyne.
Yes. Yeah.
And
well, we never done it on stage, but do you want to?
Well, I don't know if we ever. I mean, your Duncan Bannatyne is perfect.
Okay.
My Deborah, I think, still needs work. I didn't quite ever get it to where I wanted it to be, but we could try.
I mean, because I can't even look over cobbles without thinking. Fine. But Julie, would you like to just pitch a business idea?
Sure. Yeah.
That part of it doesn't particularly matter because, spoilers, the comedy comes from Rossi's Deborah and my Duncan.
Understood. Right. Okay. Hello, dragons. I would like to present to you today this magic pen that I've made. It's going to help you write things and also...
How many units did you sell last year?
So far, I've just made this prototype.
Can I just... Sorry, Juliet. Can I just say, what I think makes your comedy stand out from the rest is that it is obviously naturally very funny, but it's actually grounded in business details as well. Like most people wouldn't have that attention to know what a businessman sound like.
Well, most people just go like to Duncan, I'm Duncan Bannatyne, and they'd like
give us your chips.
And give us chips. And, go in my pool. It does love another spray tan.
I hope you've not had too many sausages over Christmas. You have to come to my gyms and learn how to be a physical Adonis again.
I'm Duncan Bannatyne. Get yourself tanned up for school.
But you're going, it's me, Duncan Bannatyne. How many units have you sold?
Have
you ever done any project management?
Is this still part of the scene?
Yes.
Oh,
honest.
Sorry, that was just a little. I just want to pay credit where it's due.
Yeah. Well, they need that in the corporate scene. They need like, can we make it a training thing so they can put it in the day? We can do it just like between 2 and 3. We can make it a training event, put in some actual stuff. So
superb.
But anyway, sorry, we're
yeah. Sorry,
let's give them time. So you've got your.
The magic pen that is going to help you to write things.
Have you got a patent for that?
Not yet. I have applied for one.
You need a patent for that.
I have applied. I haven't heard back yet.
From the paint. I'm sorry. I'm not in Deborah. I need to get into Deborah. I'm doing
Deborah. When you remember your Deborah, do you remember how we warmed up for you to do in Deborah?
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll do that.
Right.
You do a little bit more riffing on the pen. I'll come in as Deborah.
Okay.
I need to just center myself.
Okay.
I got the inspiration for the magic pen when I was using a normal pen, and I thought this pen isn't magic enough.
That sounds fucking shit to me.
What?
Sorry,
I didn't. What words did you say?
I think she said it. That sounds fucking shite to me.
Yeah. She's a bit harsh, though.
I haven't seen it. I think I know which one it is.
It's the.
I think I know what.
It's the really tall one. The really
tall woman.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a guy.
Isn't it?
Deborah Meaden is a guy. I have to do it.
Yeah.
I do Peter Jones. I do Theopathetus. Speaking of ancient Greeks, I do Theopathetus.
Sick burn.
Well, he owns Ryman, so he's worth a few bob, so I'm sure he can afford to take it. I mean, talk about magic pens. I'm sure he's sold a few pens in his lifetime. I'll be Theo for this one.
I thought I was going to be. Do you want to be Duncan?
I would rather be Theo because I've been working on it for years. But if you be Duncan,
I'll stick with Duncan then.
Who do you want me to be?
You don't be in it.
To be out the room.
You just pipe down.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I was writing my Christmas cards with a normal pen, and I thought this normal pen is not sufficiently magic, and I would prefer a pen that was more enchanted and enabled me to cast more spells with everything that I wrote. And that is how the magic pen was born.
How much profits have you made, boss?
So far, I've just made this one prototype. It's been very popular.
It's all about the profits, boss. You've got to make key to business. You make money. That's my Theo.
It's very good.
I'm working on it.
It's very good.
Is this still part of the scene?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. You'll know when it's ended because I'll be giving a speech about sales.
Okay, sorry.
This is good.
Yeah. So you don't have you're telling me you don't have a prototype?
Oh, I do have a this is it. This is the
Tell them then.
This is the prototype that I've made of the magic pen. It's been very popular with my friends and family. And
what makes it magic? Because when I'm in my jacuzzi in my pool and lifting my weights after work.
Your jacuzzi in your pool?
Yeah, it's a separate mini jacuzzi. It's like a mini bar inside of the pool, but you go off the jacuzzi over a little wall, and the pool's in the middle of it. It's like a hot dog with hot water with cold water. It's very nice. So when I'm in the jacuzzi in my pool, I'll sit there with my pen, and I don't want my pen to get inky on my business deals because I'm doing business.
You're
9 to
doing
5,
business
5 to 9:30, sleep, jacuzzi in between. And that's how the business. Otherwise, I'm doing corporate seed. Jeremy Corbyn, I'm going to kick your head in.
It's Codin. I dropped my phone. You guys hated it anyway, so it's fine.
It's actually a good idea. And that's one of the other things about comedy is that sometimes you do get good business ideas from it.
Yeah. That's what I
Waterproof
found.
pen.
Waterproof pen.
$1 million idea.
Yeah. $1 million
And he just
idea.
came up with that.
Yeah.
And that's while he's being really fun. And that's what sets you apart. Because you got the physical aspect, you got the words,
Yeah.
you got the voice down pat,
Yeah.
you got the business terminology, and you're coming up with ideas that are probably worth $1 billion.
Yeah. Well, I am worth $1 billion.
You are very rich for a comedian. I have heard that said in the scene.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's easy. You just put your rates up and they go, do you want people to laugh? And they go, yes.
Yeah.
20 grand then.
Wow. Who are the richest comedians? That's an interesting question. Other than
I
yourself.
think it is me and Sandler, or like,
Sandler
if he
makes
releases a
bank.
movie, he goes ahead. But if I just do a couple of corporates, I'm creeping up.
Spade's up there. I think Spade's sitting about 60 mil just now. As best as I know, Spade's probably on about 60 mil.
Oh, maybe.
Isn't Seinfeld a billionaire?
He gambled it away.
Oh,
Yeah.
He gambled on
shame.
Enron, and he played the wrong. Play with a house. Sometimes you're gonna get burned on the house. That's it.
I heard he invested in airplane food, and that was just.
Yeah.
Hey, that's good effort.
Thank you.
Yeah. You gotta encourage him in some way.
Don't
right?
give him credit. Oh yeah, maybe I guess.
Because, from one business person to another,
Yeah.
the money is in the idiots.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, speak to
Yeah.
Kevin James. Kevin James is
100%.
richer than the man who made Minions. I mean, that's
Yeah.
which is the highest praise I can offer.
Yes.
He's in
Of
King
anyone.
of Queens. He's in
Yeah.
Paul Blart.
Yeah.
You don't get Paul Blart money by making smart comedy.
No, 100%. Well, I'd pull you up on that a little bit. I don't know what's not smart about because if everyone's making money from the comedy, then it is smart comedy.
Oh yeah, no, I mean smart as an insult. I mean smart like too holy for the
right,
too
yeah,
holy
yeah,
for the type comedy.
Yeah.
Smart is an insult to me. Smart is the opposite of funny, and I'm sure you might disagree with that being from an academic background. But for me, the worst thing someone could say to me is, "Oh, your comedy's smart,"
Yeah.
because then I think, "Shit,
Yeah.
I've lost it."
Must not be funny then.
Yeah,
Yeah. You go, you seem like you're really stupid. You go, thanks very much.
taking a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Does
I'll fall over or something.
this mean?
Oh, here he
I'm-
comes.
Okay. Does this mean I'm intensely intelligent then?
I feel like.
No,
I feel like.
Okay. Those are two
even
mixed
within
responses.
that premise, no.
Should we?
No.
Should we go to the mailbag?
I think we
Yes.
should. Yeah,
We are running short on time. So
we're
yes,
here
please.
to help people.
We're here to help people.
And
Let's
we
hear
wanna
what the people have asked this week.
Okay.
A reminder: if you want to email questions,
You can't.
you
Just a reminder: if you want to, you can't. So
or you can.
interesting.
You can contact.
You can contact the other show at monkeybarrelcomedy.com, and you can write down your question, or you can record it as a little voice note and email it to the other show at monkeybarrelcomedy.com.
Yeah.
And we highly encourage voice notes
We do.
because
This is a vocal
it's
medium.
more fun, isn't it?
Yeah. And we're not big readers.
Well, unfortunately, I am a big reader, and I'm going to be the one reading the questions. So we have 7, but
Strap in.
Yep. Okay.
we
Tom from York has asked if we like musical comedy. Simple yes or no. James?
No.
Cool. Julia?
Yeah.
Ross?
Yes, Adam Sandler. Lunch Lady song. Need I say
The
more?
wedding singer.
Yeah.
The Wedding Singers, Lunch Lady Song.
I'm gonna vote no.
Your vote doesn't count. You don't.
Okay, gotcha. Then as a whole, the podcast votes yes.
All right.
Good news. Tenacious D.
You
You come on. You said no, but I know you
I
love
forgot about
Tenacious D.
I forgot Tenacious. I just love rocking out.
You do the funniest version of tribute I've ever seen.
Well, have we got enough time? Because it's about 7 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
Just do it. Honestly.
Go.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. Are you gonna do the guitar? I need to get my guitar.
No, I've got sore lips. You just do it. Just do it.
You got so
Yeah, if I'm doing my Kyle Gas
saw
guitar,
yours.
then I'm going. I'd have to warm up my lips. Just do it.
Your
Do you still
embouchure.
get a kiss after every gig you do?
I'm not going to talk about that.
Oh,
guys.
right,
Come
okay.
on now. I
That's
don't.
good because you said you're gigging last night as a sports fan or something.
No, I was doing as a B.
Right, deliberately as a B.
Sort of.
Okay,
Yeah, I was going to be. Yeah,
and
you've seen right through me. I was going to be something else, but
right.
face paint.
But did you
wrong, so
did you do kissing after it?
I'll never tell.
All right, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would we just like to move on to the next question?
Yeah.
I'll link my,
Oh, no,
to
actually,
my version
do
of
the
the
song.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, sorry.
Oh,
do
I
that.
can link to it later on.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No,
Yeah,
do- I'll
it's
do
on
a
your
bit.
YouTube in 4 different editions.
God.
Do a chorus even.
Yeah, give us a flavour.
So it's right. So I usually again, I have to now do them for my corporate gigs. So I have to, I do it as Duncan Bannatyne again, but people go like for a little break, they get Tenacious D's tribute.
Tenacious B with James Macintosh and the B's business.
Tenacious Business, which is what I really support. It's been tenacious in the business room and the
Good for
bedroom.
you.
Separate thing.
Yeah.
Separate but
Yeah.
Equal.
What was separate little Bing alert that I've gone up.
Down to
If,
business.
Getting down to business.
If we could just
do the song.
go ahead.
Do the song. God, which bit of the song?
You know the bit where he sort of does the noise of a guitar with his mouth, and he
I have to remind you.
It's the greatest song in the world. Oh, rock.
Oh, yeah. Business. Yeah.
Yeah, but do that for like 3
Well, I'm
minutes.
not getting paid to do this, so
No.
I don't want to really ruin the.
Yeah.
I spent.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What am I getting for today? Like two grand or something.
60 quid.
60. Well, exactly.
Unfortunately,
It's not
that's
smart business to do,
also copywritten, so we're gonna have to cut that out anyways. So,
There you go.
what a bit of a shame. Belinda from Carlisle wonders if we know what this is worth. It's kind of an abstract question, but
Did she attach a picture or something?
no. Just let's just move on. That was a bad question. Dion from Warwick would like to inquire about how to avoid but also encourage being cancelled, and then he signed off with a word that I'd rather not repeat on the record.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Julia, why don't you take that one?
How to avoid being cancelled.
Yes, but then also encourage it, as that is how things work nowadays.
How to avoid but also encourage. I would say you can be a very nice person and then you can go on, cancel me. That's an option, I'd say.
Yeah. Okay. Just friendly. Okay. Has anyone in here been cancelled before? James, perhaps?
Well, they can't. They just,
Yep.
what are they
Can't
going to
touch you.
cancel?
Yeah. You can't cancel a billionaire. Everyone knows that.
Be like cancelling oxygen. Like, what
Exactly.
are we going to do without it?
Yeah.
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 Okay. All right. That works. Thank you for the question, Dion from Warwick.
Have you ever been cancelled, Ross?
No, I think my stuff is pretty safe, and I have all the right opinions, so
That is handy.
Yeah.
it stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell a lie. I did once make a joke about Elvis that was received very poorly,
But the Elvis fans are from just
by the general public.
the internet.
And the guy came up to me afterward and he said, "You ever talk about Elvis like that again? I'll knock your head off your head."
Whoa.
So that's a kind of cancellation. Would be just getting thumped.
Yeah, get a bunk on the head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you get killed by an
cancelled.
irate Elvis fan,
Yeah.
you've been cancelled. And he probably would have said, "Congratulations, you've been cancelled."
Yeah.
Or he might have said something clever like, your head has left the building.
Oh, if that counts, yeah. I've had people come up and go like, we just spent like £300-400 on these tickets.
Yeah. And you
didn't do any
job.
of your like source material.
Yeah.
You just told us about your new NFT business.
I've had people leave while I'm doing jokes.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's a kind of cancellation. Like,
They've cancelled
cancelling their
themselves out of
feet. They've cancelled themselves out of
It's like
curing
cancelling
me.
a subscription. They just don't want to see you anymore.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if that's cancel culture, then yes, I have been affected by it deeply because usually most people leave when I'm doing my stuff.
That's all right.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I always think about comedy. I'm not doing it for 90% of people. I'm doing it because 10% of people really, really like it in theory. In theory.
Well, I always say like, if as long as half the room's hating it and half the room's loving it, that's apparently what good comedy is.
Scott Adams, who did Dilbert, agreed. It's better to be controversial than it, better to burn it than to fade away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which I think is a Scott Adams quote.
What?
Well, you don't know Dilbert, so I'm not asking you. You said
Who's
earlier
that?
we established you don't know Dilbert. He's funniest business comic. Comic in the sense of drawings, not.
Was
yeah.
he was he in The Office?
No, you think of Jim Halpert. Who's
Gotcha.
very fun. He does this. Say something to me about you be Michael Scott and say something like you're fired.
You're fired.
And for anyone who's just listening, I just looked right at the camera. I give it the old Jim Halpert.
Yeah.
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 Okay, that was quite funny.
I've not seen much of The American Office, but I thought that was funny.
Oh, it's good. It is good. It's
I love it, but I love just business anyway.
so there's Pam Beasley,
Yeah.
Michael Scott,
Yeah.
Dwight Schrute,
Schrute, yep.
Daryl.
Yeah.
Don't remember Daryl's second name, but he's in it.
He's in it.
Andy Bernard,
Creed.
Creed Bratton.
Creed Bratton. Yeah.
There's
Kevin Malone.
Kevin Malone,
Yeah.
Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration.
Rob Vance, yep.
There's BG. Who does BG Novak play? Ryan Howard.
Yeah,
Ryan Howard.
Kelly Kapoor is in it.
Mindy Kaling.
Mindy Kaling plays Kelly Kapoor.
Yeah, she's my
Kelly's
favorite
sisters. Right? I think there's just 3 sisters.
Well,
Who
I feel
else is
like
in it?
don't feel like I don't need to watch it now. So thank you for saving me a lot of time.
I
we
could
also
sworn I know more characters.
Yeah.
Oh, D'Angelo Vickers.
yeah.
Who's the woman?
Will
who
Ferrell's in
runs
it for a
Sabre?
bit.
Yeah, well, he plays D'Angelo Vickers.
Oh shit.
Um,
Oh god.
James Bond, the new James Bond.
Ah, yes. Idris Elba plays Charles Minor.
Yeah.
So he's in it.
We all like him. He's attractive.
It really is the best show ever. It's up there with Friends, How I Met Your Mother.
Do you like it?
Mose Schrute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Love it.
Um,
I'll give you
Yeah.
that. Julia
Pam's
sign-
mom.
even though she's never
Mom.
seen it, Julia assigns me to watch 3 episodes of The Office every night. And you know what? Never failed. Sometimes I watch 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
really good.
And then I go to a gig and I watch it and I go, these idiots don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Could have sworn I know more names.
That's okay. We are also running.
Well, give us a second.
There's people.
Oh, sorry.
There's people at Dunder Mifflin corporate office. I'm just running a total blank on all the corporate guys.
Jan.
Jan Levinson Gould. I
My favorite
presume.
character, Jan Levinson Gould.
Jan Levinson Gould, and then it's
Yeah.
just Jan Levinson, the later series.
Yeah.
Who's the sort of CFO?
Oh.
David.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think that
David's
about
in it. He learns to drum.
Oh yeah, later series he goes
He's got his cuckoo.
off, but then he has a different business idea.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Tug it.
what? What are you saying to me?
We need to wrap this up.
Well, we'll just run
Oh, I
our
could think
next
of 2
podcast about weekly
more.
every episode of The American Office.
Maybe we could do like a bonus episode in which we just read out the IMDb of the American Office.
No,
And-
we're
No,
doing-
because the
we're
fun of it is
doing film
remembering
critique of The American Office.
Okay.
Is what we're doing.
Yeah.
I could have sworn there was more characters in the American Office.
There is. Well, there's
There's
Well,
too many.
What if we
arguably.
we leave it on a cliffhanger and come back to it next episode? Because I think
Roy.
we-
Oh my
It's
god, I haven't
Roy
even
as
thought
well.
about Stanley.
There was
Stanley the
Roy.
Manly.
Stanley the We forgot Stanley the
when
Manly.
that's the problem for me is I'm thinking about forgotten Stanley, then God knows what, because that's a
Yeah,
fundamental
yeah.
character. Like I've probably forgotten loads.
He's-
Give me a
yeah.
minute, I'll think of.
Okay, if you just give us a minute.
I mean,
Oh,
we
the
should.
guys
we
in the
should-
warehouse.
Oh, well, there we're starting. So
Roy,
Daryl
we've said
already.
Roy and Daryl
So
already,
Daryl.
but there's more. There's Kelly calls one of the guys like Sea Monster or something.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's
And
played
on
by
that
Patrice
note, we need to
O'Neill.
start wrapping
Yeah,
up the
so that's
podcast. Thank you so much for listening to the other show. Julia, when is our next show going on?
Our next show, our next live live show is going to be on the 28th of January 2023 at 10 p.m. at the Monkey Barrel, Edinburgh.
There's a woman who works at a bar that ends up going out with Michael. Well, a bunch of people that Michael dates.
It's going to be tight. You should come along. There's going to be little zines that I make.
Who's that girl that Jim goes out with briefly?
Thank you very much for listening, and goodbye.
Yeah, thank you very much. We'd also just like to thank James Macintosh for being here. He's been an excellent guest. If you want to see any of the stuff he's doing, he's with Soup Group at the Glasgow International Comedy Festival, and he'll also be watching The Office with Ross for the most part. But, thank you very much for coming. This has been Giulia Galastro, Ross Foley, James Macintosh, and myself, Codin Milage, and I would like to apologize for my actions. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
There's a young guy who looks kind of like Jim.
Bye.
Bye.
I can't remember any of the names of people. I feel like Ryan has some business school friends.
Oh, the deep voice guy, the new boss, what's his name?